Now, here's the thought process to go through. So, I created this slide while I was actually building the tool to help explain what the tool does. When I review a model, I look for over 150 different things. And so, I embedded all 150 checks in this hierarchy here. Because I had to take my thought process and find a way to lead a person down a single path. I didn't want to have someone jump from category to category. So first, there's a whole bunch of checks that I do at the highest level, even before I know what kind of data model it is, like this one. Are any entities missing definitions? Doesn't matter if it's relational, dimensional, a data vault, whatever it is, it needs definitions. Then there's a whole bunch of checks that deal with any model that has attributes. Like, are there surrogate keys without alternate keys? If IT came along and created their own identifier, what's the real business key? And then, there are certain checks only for conceptual models, like this one. Are all of the entities on the model truly basic and critical? It's core entities that help define the business needs. And then there are certain checks that are for logical models, all logical models, like this one. Are there any non-unique indexes? If you ever look at a logical model and you see a non-unique index that was actually added to help with performance and take data out, we would catch it. That would be a problem with a logical. We don't want any non-unique indexes. By the way, you know how to find the non-unique indexes, right? Because they're always going to be the IEs. You know what the IE stands for, right? If you look at a data model and you ever see IE, that means non-unique index. It stands for, anybody know what it stands for? Inversion entry. So inversion entry. And this acronym, Irwin used in a very early release of its product in the 1990, 1991, and all the other modeling tools copied them. So it's a very lousy acronym. You would think it's Internet Explorer or Information Engineering, but it's actually inversion entry, which just means a non-unique index. So if you ever see an IE on a logical model, we want to catch it. So here are some checks that are only for physical models. Has denormalization been used instead of views? So I'm a very big proponent of views. So if I see that somebody's taken our beautiful normalized model and put it all on one table, which happened to me once, I would catch it. I would say, have you considered views? You'll find that most physical data modelers are too quick to put everything together without really thinking of the repercussions, what could happen. And then after we go through this passage, if we have a logical, and it's a logical dimensional, are there any subtypes in the model? Because dimensional models should never have subtypes. Logical relational, do any entities contain repeating attributes? This is where we'll test for things like normalization. Repeating attributes violating first normal form. And then, if we have a physical, it comes over here, is the fact table in the center of the model. So that's a readability type comment. And then, if it's a conceptual, is it a relational conceptual? And I look for things like, are any relationships missing relationship labels? If it's a dimensional, do all relationships on the model represent navigation paths? The whole reason for doing dimensional modeling is to help with navigation. So every relationship label should be a path to answer certain questions. And then at the end comes a score.